Now that you've completed your outline and treatment and received the green light from your classmates and teacher, you're ready to move on to script writing and storyboarding. While movies tell stories with images and sound, they begin with the written word and sketches. Your script and storyboards will be your roadmap. Without them, it could be a long journey. So first, let's explore what goes into writing a script.
I'm going to tell you, writing is hard. So you've got to be able to sit in that chair and be ready to get down. And then when you're stuck, don't throw it away. See if you can move yourself through it. You know, just keep writing, put different scenarios in your head, and just keep going. I think the first thing you want to do to quickly get behind the character is set up the dilemma. Always start in the middle of the scene. You don't have to introduce everyone. The audience is smart and they will catch up.
I look at a scene and I read it and I say, what is this scene about? And then I look at each character and I say, well, what is each character trying to say? What do they want? And that's really where I begin. I begin with my character, saying, what do they want? What do they need, and how are they going to get it?
You're really constructing at this point your film, your story, scene by scene. You're taking your bullet points from your treatment and outline that says this happened or this happens, and you're adding where it happened. You're adding dialogue for the characters. You're describing the location, you're describing the scene. So the elements of a screenplay are dialogue, camera direction, location, set description, props, costumes, because the script is not just a storytelling tool, it's a planning tool for how you intend to produce your film for the screen. Screenplays are formatted in a very specific way. Since screenplays are crafted entirely with words, it's important to differentiate between elements such as description and dialogue. Here's a closer look. A slug line is the first line of any scene, and all the letters are capitalized. It tells the reader whether you're inside or outside. In this case, INT, int, stands for interior or inside. It also tells the reader where you are and what time of day it is. The action or description line tells the reader what the camera is seeing and what the actors are doing. The character heading is capitalized, and it tells the reader which character is speaking the lines below it, which of course is the dialogue. These lines indicate which actor is speaking. If you want to indicate that we're hearing a character's thoughts in a voiceover, indicate that character line with a VO, voiceover, placed next to the character name. Finally, if you need to indicate a special transition between scenes, such as a dissolve, indicate that with a transition line. You can also use a transition line when you're finished with your script. Simply type fade out. Now, there are software programs out there that will format your script for you, but if your school doesn't have access to these programs, any kind of word processing program will do just fine. So you've outlined your story and written your treatment. You understand how to format your script, and you've chosen the software you're going to use to write it. You're probably saying, so let's write already. Well, here are a couple more things to keep in mind. 1 page of a script usually equals 1 minute of screen time, so your project should be around 5 pages for a 5-minute movie. And finally, remember that you're writing for the screen. While you craft your script, think about what you want your audience to see. Make sure everything you want to convey in your project, location, action, dialogue, costumes, and time of day, is in the script so that you remember to get it on the screen.
It's important to spend the time with the script, because when you go into a production and you actually get into the shooting of it, if the script isn't tight and things aren't worked out, it'll show up on the screen and it'll cause you later days and more disorganization, and people can't be as effective. So it's an important thing to look at all the elements that go into a script: locations, costume changes, the different settings, how you can make your schedule work better, and sometimes that requires switching scenes to different places.
Well, the screenwriting allowed me to see what Shakespeare was trying to write and trying to get through to the people he was trying to write to. So I was able to understand it better, and since I was acting, understood what to do now because I had helped write the script.
In script writing, we had to make sure that we knew what we wanted to say first, that we knew how we wanted the story to go. Especially since we had a scientific discovery, we had to make sure that it went in order, and then just try to get the best writing out there that we could.
In the film business, there's a saying that goes, you can make a bad film from a good script, but you can't make a good film from a bad script. The point is, the better your script, the better your movie will be. So get it right and pay attention to detail. Once you've written your script, your next step is to create storyboards based on that script. Storyboards are used all the time in the film business. They make the process more efficient because they provide a solid foundation from which to build your production.
The storyboard is a blueprint, a visual map, and a way to illustrate how they want the picture to appear on screen. Storyboards really streamline the entire process of production and make things a lot more time efficient because it allows everybody to work together to create the same thing. And a storyboard allows the idea to appear on paper. People can point at it and they can talk about if it works or if it doesn't work. So it's a really cheap, easy, fast way of communicating visually.
Having a storyboard is a great way for the director to convey his ideas to the rest of the crew, all the people involved, and also keep himself focused or herself focused on exactly what the story is that they're trying to tell. It also helps when you get to the editing room because you can show the editor, you know, this is the idea that I had, this is the way I covered the scene. So it becomes an extremely valuable tool for organizing your thoughts and directing everyone's efforts.
Well, storyboards are important because if you don't have a storyboard, you practically don't have like the design of what you want to put onto the big screen. So that's what storyboards do for you. They help you visualize what you want to put onto the big screen. We worked as a team, and people had different ideas, different suggestions, and we mixed them all together and we got it done. So it's all about teamwork pretty much.
Novice filmmakers can really benefit immensely by coming to understand the relationships between how the actors are going to be moving from one side of the frame to another in a composition. Storyboarding can really help you visually make sure that you're on the mark with that and that you're not going to be creating a confusing bunch of footage that you literally cannot cut together in a way that's going to make sense to a viewer.
You don't have to be a great artist to create an effective storyboard. They're just sketches. Stick figures work just as well as a fully rendered drawing of a person. All you need to do is to convey in the simplest terms possible what the camera is looking at that moment. AFI has created a glossary of shots, an illustrated guide of how a particular shot might be rendered. You'll discover 30 different kinds of shots in the guide. An establishing shot is a long shot that shows location and mood. A full shot is a long shot that captures the character from head to toe. A medium shot is one where you show the character from the knees up, while a close shot is from the top of the head to about mid-waist. A tight shot is where a character fills nearly the entire frame. One shot students use a lot is the point of view shot, or POV, and that's a shot from the character's perspective or point of view. A two shot is a medium or close shot that's wide enough for two people. Another version of the two shot is the over the shoulder, in which you show the character's perspective on a scene, but include part of that character in the shot. A pan shot is one in which the camera moves horizontally around a fixed point from one part of the scene to another. And a tilt shot is a shot in which the camera moves up or down along a vertical axis. Remember though, these shots are all just tools, a way for you to tell a good story.
The best piece of advice that I could give to students as they're about to interpret a piece of material that they've read visually for the screen is not to be afraid of it, and not to be afraid of whether the drawings are perfect or not. The most important thing is to capture the essence of the idea so that the person operating the camera and the actors and everybody on set has a firm understanding of what you're about to put on screen.
Script writing and storyboards lay the foundation for the rest of your project because they provide you with a concrete plan, a vision your entire team understands and on which you all agree. So the better the script, the better the storyboard, the better your film's going to be, and the more fun you'll have in the next step of AFI's Screen Ed process, production and filming.